What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Living the Life Show. I'm your host, Columbus Cody, and today's verse of the day is one. It comes out of a book that we rarely ever spend enough time in, and this is the book of Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 14, and it says this: "For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea." Now, one of the things that I think about often is that no matter what we have to endure, no matter what we have to face or see in this day and time, we have to remind ourselves, and it is a refreshing thought, that eventually, now this is the key, it's eventually, we don't know when, but eventually all will have to acknowledge the glory of God. One of the hardest things I think about being a believer is when you feel like, as a believer, you're taking lumps, you're taking losses. It seems like the world is winning. It seems like the darkness is overpowering the light, but it's not. Eventually, the knowledge of the glory of God, the knowledge of the glory of the Lord will be revealed, and the whole world will have to acknowledge that you and I, if we are serving Christ, we're always on the right path. Even when life was beating us up, you have to remain strong. You have to remain steadfast. You cannot throw away your confidence when things get tough. Right now, we're in a dark place in our country. We have all kinds of negative, demonic forces trying to attack the way we live and how life goes on. We have to stay strong in these moments. We have to remain strong and holding on to God's unchanging hand. We have to make sure that we remind others through our own walk that there is hope in this. My pastor told us something years ago. He said the saddest word in the English language is hopelessness. Hopelessness, to be without hope. But as believers, we will rarely find ourselves in that state because we are always filled with hope. Because of verses like this, because no matter how dark it is now, we know that eventually the world will come to see, the world will come to know of the glory of God. No matter how hard life is right now, we know that eventually the world will come to know that the God we serve is all powerful. So we have to, in the meantime, stay strong, stay steadfast, stay connected to Christ, continue to walk with him, walk in the Spirit each day. Keep yourself from falling back into the way the flesh, this man wants to live. Follow after how the Spirit leads, and you will never be without hope, because verses like this will always restore that hope. We will always remember and remind ourselves that eventually the knowledge of the Lord, the knowledge of the glory of the Lord will be revealed. And it's like the sea. And if you ever try to contain the sea, you will realize it is a futile task. No one can hold back the sea. No one can fight back the power of the sea. And no matter how hard you try to resist or to diminish the power of God, eventually you will have to acknowledge and you will come to know the power and the glory of the Lord. And that gives us hope, and that gives us strength, and that gives us the motivation to keep trusting and living for him each and every day. Now, I pray that if today's verse of the day has encouraged you to stand up and continue to press on, that you will share it with someone else and encourage their day as well. I also pray that you will join me in the campaign that I'm doing for this month. There's only a few weeks left. I call it 1,000 before Thanksgiving. I need to sell 1,000 copies of my books. There are 3 books that I've written. I need to sell 1,000 copies, and I'm going to take all of that money and I'm going to donate it. The proceeds that I get for the royalties that come back to me, I'm going to take all of that and pour it into several charities here in town that help families during the holiday season. So you get to help me do a great thing. Together, we can do a great thing. Now, if you've already gotten all 3 of my books and you say, hey, I don't need any more books, but I do want to support, I do want to join in on what you're doing. In the description below, there is the information for my website where you can donate directly on the website. You can donate via Cash App. You can donate via Venmo. You can donate via PayPal. All of that information will be in the description below. So if you desire to be a blessing and a help to what we're trying to do here for 1,000 before Thanksgiving, it is your time to shine. And I would love to have your support. So it's time for you to click the subscribe button and the bell because I'm about to let you go. And before you go, make sure you watch it, share it, and live it. God bless you. Let's get busy living the life.